Here comes our hero. Ron Paul, Ron Paul, Ron Paul. Thank you very much. What a delight. I want to just introduce my wife so make sure everybody knows Carol, my wife Carol. Thank you very much. I think the evening went well. Nobody made any rash predictions, but I know we didn't come out at the bottom. I know we beat the Giuliani guy. The one thing they always ask, and he has always been asking me all week, is, if you don't do this, are you going to drop out? I wonder if they're going to ask him if he's going to drop out tonight. There's been a tremendous amount of good come from this. The organization is fantastic. All the volunteers, all the work you've done, it's unbelievable what has happened. But when you think about what we've taken upon ourselves, it is overwhelming, and what you have done is just fantastic, and I thank you for your efforts. The other candidates talk about tinkering with the status quo. We don't want to tinker. We want to change the status quo. That's what we're after. There was one statistic tonight that I noticed that when you look at the independent-minded people who voted tonight, guess what? We came in first. And guess what? Half of the people of New Hampshire are independent-minded. They're independents. What I think has really happened in this campaign, not only the spontaneous efforts from people like you, not only the grassroots effort and the volunteering and the activity going around in this country right now, it is revolutionary. Do you know that? But it is very obvious that the task is big. It's a big job that we have. And the other groups are either totally endorsed by the media, the military-industrial complex, or by all the PAC groups. When you think about it, we've competed with everybody raising this money, hundreds of millions of dollars or the hundreds of millions of dollars worth of free publicity, and we're challenging that. And we have come out in a credible manner. So this means that this is not the end, this is the beginning. The very first test, and it's not a final test, and if you can take a guy that's down near at the bottom, the guy that we beat, that used to be a mayor, this means that even with a lot of money and with a lot of establishment credentials, we the people who care about this country and care about the Constitution can still win. So the momentum is there. If you look at what happened, what has happened over the past year, 1 year ago, and I've admitted to you so often, that I was reluctant, didn't believe there would be the number of individuals like you that would turn out and the enthusiasm that we have. But if you look at this and look at the money raised and the number of volunteers at the beginning, for the first 6 months it was down like this. It was practically hardly off the bottom line. But we are on the upswing. We are on this turn, and the growth is exponential. So if you look at only what happened tonight, it doesn't reveal what's happening in the country. What's happening not only with those frustrated Republicans and what's happening to the independents, what's happening to the Democrats that have been turned off, the people who have never been involved before. The growth is unbelievable, and they're sending money in, and it's not special interest money. It's coming from independent individuals who say, we want definite changes. We want to have changes in this country. We want to emphasize not big government, but the individual, the rights of the individual. That's what we're working for. Thanks to many people like you and many others around the country, when you think about the money that's come in, is very significant. And the money is there. We've raised it. We have spent a bunch. We will be spending more, but we're set up to go, especially, to get halfway through. That is through February 5th, which takes care of half of all the states. So we're already positioned to do that. So in many ways, this is just the beginning, and what we're doing and what you're going to do and what they're doing around the country is going to be significant. And I've said many times, I don't know exactly what will happen, and we don't know what will happen, but I do know one thing with certainty, that the individuals like you who believe in this message, believe in this country, and believe in freedom, I don't think we're going to let it die. I think we're going to be at it for a long time to come. The one handicap we've had, in the last year is getting the message out and becoming known. Individuals around the country who get to know us in the campaign and what the message is all about, we do receive the votes, which proves my contention. Freedom is popular in this country. Yeah. There's no reason for us to ever be discouraged with this, because to tell you the truth, I am more encouraged than ever before. I've been doing it for a long time. Some of you have been introduced into this recently, and you've started to realize the significance and the importance of this. And I've looked at this even back in the 70s when we saw the monetary breakdown and the continuation of the monetary breakdown. I think just the events in the next 6 months to a year are going to be so impressive and so overwhelming that they have to look at our answers. Because when you see the monetary breakdown and the destruction of the dollar, where else are they going to go if they don't look to us for the answers about what do you do when you have a monetary breakdown? They have to come to us to find out what we have to do, and we have to restore integrity to our money and get rid of the Federal Reserve System to get solid economic growth. There is a lot of work yet to do. Many of you are from out of state, many of you are from here, and there will always be a job. I was trained in the early years by somebody that I admired very much. His name was Leonard Reed with the Foundation for Economic Education. And he ran a think tank many years ago that he was there by himself, and he stood firm against all the Keynesian economics. But one thing he taught was that we have an obligation to ourselves, and the first thing is that we should educate ourselves, to know what we believe in and to understand it and know how to explain it. And when we do, there will be a place for us. You don't have to say, well, my goal is to do A, B, and C. If we know the information and present ourselves, there will be a role for you and everyone else to play. It will be in politics, possibly, supporting candidates, continuation with this campaign, running for office, becoming teachers, getting into the reporting business, become a journalist. There are so many opportunities. And I have been fortunate in my life to think that I have been able to do professionally medicine and do a lot of that, and haven't delivered 4,000 babies, which means that I was involved rather dramatically, but still have the opportunity to present views and ideas and just throw them out there and see what happens. So a lot more has happened than I ever dreamed of. And right now we can look forward to all the things positive. I am a much bigger optimist now than I was 1 year ago. And that is because of you, because of the energy I have gotten from the young people who realize what's going on in this country and know what's happening and know what you're inheriting. And you know enough about history to look back and say, what was it like when we didn't have an income tax. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah.